Hey guys, Sfrums here, playing on chess.com against Mondaragat2551, and I am the white pieces. I'm playing the King's Indian attack against his d5. I like to do this in some games. I usually play e4 or knight f3 on my first move, and the point isn't just to play something super weird and modern or whatever. I just want to play d3, knight bd2, e4, and get an attack on his king. That's the actual reason I do it. Now, he could play e4 here, but it's going to be hard to support that e-pawn for him. Now I create this kind of nice position that gets my rook and queen to the e-file, and then I reroute my knight to the kingside with knight f1, and then either knight e3 or knight h2 or knight g3. It depends. I've seen things like knight c5, so rook e1 just does a good job supporting e4. And same with queen e2. Okay, my bishop on c1 takes a little while to get into the game. If I play something like knight f1 right away, pawn takes, and knight c5 can be annoying to deal with. So h3, g4, knight f1, then gives my knight a room to breathe on to g3. Yes. So takes, knight f1, knight g3, guards this e4 pawn enough. Unless he plays knight c5 now, and then I'd probably try to boot it or just be kind of annoying if it was all the way on c5. So I could see him playing a5 here, so that he plays knight c5. I imagine that might happen. g4 is a little bit scary for him, but not too bad, because he suddenly has to start worrying about a kingside attack. So he is going queenside. He didn't play a5 though. He played b5, maybe to get his bishop to b7 or a6. I'll let him do that over there. That's not too bad for me. But he's now locking the position, which I wasn't quite expecting. Possibly stopping my knight coming to e3, but it was coming to g3 anyway. I like the knight on g3. It stops his knight coming to h5. g5 here. Can't really get away with h4 unless I play knight h2, then h4. So knight h2, then h4 is one idea, and g5 is my other main idea. And I also have knight f5, of course. g5, pawn takes, bishop takes. Knight h7, bishop h4. I think knight f5 might be the most solid. It lets him give up his bishop, though, that hasn't moved, versus my good knight that had moved a bunch of times. But it lets me kind of generate this kingside attack a little bit better. I think we're moving over to the g-file, by the way. I think my rook is coming to g1. And I think my knight might be coming to h2. Yeah, we're going over there. Oh, it looks like he's doing the same thing. That's cool. The thing about his position is he has to watch this h6 pawn. He can't just break right away. Now, how could I be annoying? Maybe bishop d2. I was thinking about somehow getting f4 in, but that might be a little tricky. My bishop will probably be coming to h3 here. And I'm doubling up on the g-file. This really depends on what he's doing. My plan depends on what he's doing, because I need to know where his targets are, and he just created some, right? If I take g6, he got away with g5, because I want to be able to take g6 when I have a rook on g3 and my bishop's on h3, but he did that before I had the chance to really do what I wanted to do. So I could capture it with en passant with my h-pawn or just leave it. Takes g6 with my en passant, then rook takes g6. I'd really want to try to get h6. I think I might be able to after h5 there. Because now his g7 square is under fire. That can get him checkmated pretty quickly. So he could even sack the exchange with rook g5. That's probably what I would think about doing here. I'm getting tired after this game. I just recorded like 5 or 6 of these videos, and it's a lot more exhausting to talk while you're playing and then just play. So his knights are good. I very well might have to sack the exchange right back at him. This bishop's coming to g4. What sucks for him is that his bishop is stuck on c7. He played e5, d4 a long time ago, and that really cramped up his position. Whereas I'm about to get a bishop to f5 unless he trades. Alright, he didn't trade, so I don't see how this is not good for me. This bishop now aiming at his king in a different way. Yeah, he's trying to break up the king side. Or the queen side. I'm just taking so much advantage of the fact that this bishop is locked out of the game. I have a bad knight for his bad bishop. Like, this knight isn't doing too much. I guess it's kind of defending g4 and f3, but it doesn't need to be. Let's imagine this knight wasn't there. I would still be doing okay, as if it was on like the queen side. Whereas I feel like he needs this bishop on c7 active, or he's not doing okay. At least it does stop any sort of f4 pressure I might do later. I really do plan on sacrificing the exchange back if it's advantageous to me. Guess he's doing everything he can not to let me. How does he defend everything though? Like, isn't h6 falling here? He could attack with queen f7. I'm gonna play bishop g6, and that'd be pretty crazy if he sacked 2 exchanges, because I could always just play knight h2 to defend my king. That didn't even happen though. Just going pretty hard on the queen side over here. No, I'm not seeing it though. And I may have a threat of bishop takes h7 and then knight f5 if he's not careful. Yeah, kind of expected that. So knight g4 can go back to h2. Knight f5, queen h5. King g2. My rook on g3 is really helpful. Without my rook on g3, I'd almost be getting mated. Not quite, but it's a lot scarier without it. And now rook h1's really nice. His king is lined up on that h-file. His queen is also. Time is important in this situation. Oh, so he... King f1. Rook takes, knight takes. Ugh. No, rook h1, I think. What's his queen do? Where does his queen go? It has to go to e8. Alright, I'm getting my king out of there. Time is super important. I just blew a lot of it. But I'm almost mating him here. I don't have to be mating him if I'm winning his queen, though. I think he's just going to not move. Yeah, he resigned. So that was a kind of fun ending to that game. I got too low on time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.